Okay, thank you, Katie. Good afternoon. This is 96th annual membership meeting of Valley Credit Union. Katie, please read the minutes from the previous annual meeting.
Valley Credit Union Annual Meeting Minutes of June 18th, 2025. Welcome to the 95th Annual Membership Meeting at Valley Credit Union. Call to order. The annual meeting was called to order at 4:35. A quorum was present with 53 members signed in. Minutes. Rob requested Katie Clark to read the minutes from the previous annual meeting. A motion was made and seconded to accept the meeting minutes as read. Financial report. Rob welcomed CEO Pat Force for a financial and general credit union update. Pat reminded everyone of the Valley tagline, local, safe, secure, serving Salem with truly local decisions in one building for 95 years. With Valley's insured funds and strong net worth, and now with even more enhanced security features, thanks to our recently upgraded cloud-based computer system. We also have a new loan origination system, new easier to read statements, as well as new services like Roundup, where the change from every debit card transaction can automatically be put into your higher rate ownership account at Valley. Valley is continuing to focus on serving the underserved in Salem and was recently awarded a CDFI grant. Valley is where it is thanks to its amazing staff, management, and board of directors. A motion was made to accept the financials as presented. Motion passed. Supervisory chair's report. The supervisory report was included in the annual report. A motion to accept the supervisory report. Motion passed. Elections. Chairman Kansky announced those up for election this year. Marilyn Bacon for a 3-year term. A motion was made to elect by acclamation. The meeting was adjourned at 4:47.
Thank you. Any questions and comments? Motion to accept the minutes. All in favor say aye. So Randy, thank you. All in favor say aye.
You need a second.
I need a second. I'm sorry.
Second.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you very much. We're finished with that business, Katie, right?
Yes, now you
Okay.
can move on to financials.
There it is. Okay, Mr. Force.
Yes, Mr. Vance. So in front of you, you have the annual report for 2025. Can you scroll down to the next page, please? So this report can be found on our website. If you go to resources on the main page, and then under that publications, we have our annual reports there for the last 11 or 12 years. So it's good resource information for our members. You can see on the financial summary, the results comparing year-end 25 to year-end 24. Net worth is in a very strong position, a little bit stronger than it was last year. Our earnings were also a little bit stronger, so our performance in 25 was better than 24. We still have just a really firm foundation as far as our capital goes. I was reading through annual reports from the last 10 or 12 years or so just recently. And 10 years ago, I wanted to share some comments that were made in that annual report because I think they still hold true today. From 2016 to 2026. 10 years ago, we wrote, "We are a financial cooperative that is owned and operated for the benefit of the membership. The board of directors is made up of members who are passionate about the credit union business model and want nothing more than to accomplish the following objectives: to protect, preserve, and safeguard the assets of the member owners, to offer financial services of high quality at fair rates, to educate members in sensible money management that improves their financial condition, and to promote the credit union philosophy of people helping people." So as I was reading those comments from 10 years ago, I can't help but think those principles are still alive and well today, and I think they'll continue to guide us in our future. Just a few things about our members. we're here to strive to keep them at the center of everything we do. You all are member owners. We're focused on making banking easier, more accessible, and more meaningful. That's why we've had so many different system improvements, enhancements in the last few years. And we are also committed to delivering personal and responsive service to our members. I think that's really what separates us a lot of time and that's what we're known for, is our personal service. Of course, we can't do those things without the great group of employees that we have. They're really the foundation of our success. And we continue to be dedicated to fostering an environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and also empowered to grow. We're trying to create opportunities for growth. Justin and Katie and Martin are doing a fantastic job engaging staff and setting up training to, where they feel like, even though we're a relatively small organization, that there's opportunities for learning and growth. And I think that's really powerful for all employees. Can you scroll through the last page? So I've mentioned a little bit about our membership and our employees, and really the third leg of the stool is our community partners. We've been a part of the Salem community since 1930. Patrick mentioned this is our 96th annual meeting. And, here's a list of different community groups that we're really engaged with just in the last year. We've supported them with resources and also with our time. And, we take a lot of pride being engaged in the community. And these local organizations, they really do a lot to make Salem the great place to live that it is. And we're just happy to be a part of all the good that they're doing in the community. One thing I like to point out each year too is, we committed 7 years ago now to create a ownership share program. And the idea behind it is, as the credit union does well and stays financially strong, if we have funds left over at the end of the year, we pay those back in the form of an ownership dividend. And in 2025, for the 7th year in a row, we've been able to pay back to our membership in January once we close the books for the year. So now we're up to 1,750,000 over the last 7 years, which is, I think, a pretty significant amount. Last year, I think it was around 65% of our members qualified for the dividend based on how they contribute back to the cooperative. And the average payout, I didn't write it down, but I think it was around $65 per member. Some got more, some got less, but it's nice to have that. It's also, I think, a sign that shows how different our business model is. I can't help but compare it to community banks locally or just across the country. If they're successful at the end of the year, that's great for their shareholders that get higher dividends and stock prices go up. But in our case, it goes back to our membership. So that's, a good indication of how good our business model is a cooperative. So I guess I would just conclude by saying, we adopted a tagline about 3 years ago: local, safe, and secure. And I think that that's still something that we're very focused on. We're proud of being a part of the community. I always make it a point to tell people that all the decisions in this organization for the members strategically come from this team right here with the board and management, and then the operational decisions, they all take place within this building. So we're very local, very safe place to operate. We have a lot of securities in place, and we're very secure with our strong capital. So, I think we're really well positioned for the future, and it's a great pleasure to kind of reflect back on the years and, just see where we're at today. So, yeah, that concludes my comments, and go back to you.
Thanks, Pat. You've heard the report. Are there any questions or comments for Pat? A motion to accept that report as presented? Thanks, Marilyn. And second, Bob?
Sure, second.
Move the seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none. Thanks, Pat. Second question, Brian, you're here. Second question is a report from the supervisory committee.
I reported after each meeting, but the group feels that the bank is doing great and following all the steps that they need to do, and we're pleased with how it's all happened.
Good crew. We've got a couple of relatively new people
Yes,
within the last 6 months, and that's all working out fine, or
yes.
6 or 8 months. Okay, good. Any questions for Brian with regard to supervisory committee? Hearing none. Motion to accept his report. Randy, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Marilyn? Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, and that motion carries. Thank you, Brian. Now, elections. Those up for election are Patrick Vance, Tyler Clark, and Earlene Naylor for a 3-year term. So I would ask for, we all know each other, we've all worked on this stuff, would ask for an election by acclamation.
Second.
If-
Or I'm so used to saying second. So.
So moved, okay, then. There's a second. Is there a second? Marilyn, thank you again. Further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Is there any other further business to come before the board in relationship to our annual meeting? Hearing none, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you. There's Jeff. Big Jeff.